Prajajana Bhayahare. Na vinane radha rupa manohara mohana vamsi bihari. Yashodanandana kamsa nishudhana nikunjara savilasi. Kadamba kanana rasa parayana Vrinda vipina nivahase. Ananda Vardhana Prema Niketana Pulasharayo Jakakana. Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodhana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma. Yamuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora. Namashudaras Go Krishna Yash Rako Vachanamana Mohora. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girid Paradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girid Paradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So we are very, very fortunate to have amongst us His Holiness Bhakti Vighna Vinasa Narsimha Swami Maharaj. Haribo. So Maharaj was initiated by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada in London in the year 1971, and a year later Maharaj received second initiation. So Maharaj has been preaching from the last several decades in Asian countries such as India, Philippines, China, Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Thailand. So all these years, Maharaj has been guiding many souls in Krishna consciousness. Maharaj has taken sannyas in the year 1994 from His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and Maharaj has been known for his very strict sadhana, and whoever comes in contact with Maharaj admires him for his very sincere practice of Krishna consciousness, and Maharaj truly walks his talk. And Maharaj has been teaching in the MIHE, Mayapur Institute. So we are very fortunate to have Maharaj amongst us. Let us heartily welcome Maharaj by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Nasta Praeshu Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 1, entitled The Activities of Maharaj Priyavrata. This morning, text number 35. Right? Yeah. Naivam Veda Purusha Kara Urukramashya. 36. You know, why didn't they tell me before? They told me 34. Then there was no purport. So I thought, okay, 35. So now you're telling me 36. So anyway, 35 is a very nice verse. So please, let's go through it again. Can we go back? Can you put it on the screen here? I want to read 35. If you did, you already did it yesterday? You discussed it yesterday? Someone spoke on it? Yeah? Okay. So we do it again. There's no redundancy. It's ever fresh. Naivam vida purushakara urukramasya pumsam tad angri rajasajita sadgunanam chitram vidura vigata sakrit udita Yanamadeyam adunasa jati bandham naivam vida purushakara urukramasya pumsam tad angri rajasajita sadgunanam chitram vidura vigata sakrit adati Yanamadeyam adunasa jahati bandham Naivam vida purushakara urukramasya pumsam tadangri rajasajita sadgunanam chitram vidura vigata sakradadatita Yanamadeyam adunasa jahati bandham Vaishnavis. Na, not. Evam Vida, like that. Purushakara, personal influence. Urukramasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pumsam, of the devotees. Tat Angri, of his lotus feet. Rajasa, by the dust. Jita Sadgunanan, have conquered the influence of the 6 kinds of material waves. Chitram, wonderful. Vidura Vigata, the 5th grade person, or the untouchable. Sakrid, only once. Adadita, if he utters. Yat, whose. Namadeyam, holy name. Adama, immediately. Sa, he. Jahati, gives up. Bandhanam, material bondage. Translation. My dear king, a devotee who has taken shelter of the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord can transcend the influence of the 6 material waves, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death. And he can conquer the mind and 5 senses. However, this is not very wonderful for a pure devotee of the Lord, because even a person beyond the jurisdiction of the 4 castes, in other words, an untouchable, is immediately relieved of bondage to material existence if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to Maharaj Parikshit about the activities of King Priyavrata. And since the king might have had doubts about these wonderful, uncommon activities, Sukadeva Goswami reassured him. My dear king, he said, don't be doubtful about the wonderful activities of Priyavrata. For a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is possible, because the Lord is also known as Urukraman. Urukram is a name for Lord Vamanadev, who performed the wonderful act of occupying the 3 worlds with 3 footsteps. Lord Vamanadev requested 3 paces of land from Maharaj Bali, and when Maharaj Bali agreed to grant them, the Lord immediately covered the entire world with 2 footsteps. And for his third step, he placed his foot upon Maharaj Bali's head. Sri Jayadeva Goswami says, Jalasi Vikramani Balim Adbhutavamana Padanaka Nira Janita Janapavana Keshavadrita Vamana Rupa Jai Jagadish Ahare. All glories to Lord Keshava, who assumed the form of a dwarf, O Lord of the universe, who take away everything inauspicious for the devotees. O wonderful Vamanadev, You tricked the great demon Bali Maharaj by your steps. The water which touched the nails of your lotus. You pierced through the covering of the universe, purifying all living entities in the form of the river Ganges. Since the Supreme Lord is all-powerful, he can do things that seem wonderful for a common man. Similarly, a devotee who has taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord can also do wonderful things, unimaginable to a common man, by the grace of the dust of these lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore teaches us to take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. Aye Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitam Duli Sadrisham Vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servant. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Lord Chaitanya teaches us to come in touch with the dust of the Lord's lotus feet, for then there will undoubtedly be all success. It's a very long purport. Let's discuss what we've read so far. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksuran Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Nama. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Srila Prabhupada is describing, well, not only Srila Prabhupada, but Sukadeva Goswami is also describing the inconceivable powers of devotional service. That simply by engaging in devotional service, one can perform incredible activities. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj likes to recite that prayer, Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langaiti girim yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam. By the mercy of the spiritual master, a lame man can cross mountains, a blind man can see the stars, a dumb man can recite poetry. It is all the inconceivable potency of devotional service. Devotional service, described here in this purport as the dust from the feet of the pure devotees. The dust from the feet of pure devotees is glorified repeatedly in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu was asking Prahlad Maharaj, where did you get your devotion from? And Prahlad Maharaj says, Materna Krishna Paratasvatova. You don't get it, Father. You don't get devotional service just by your own endeavor or even just by instructions from others. You don't get that. You don't get it that way. In other words, he was telling his father that you have to understand how to get devotional service, how to get this devotion from the Lord. And it comes through the mercy of the devotees. Prahlad Maharaj, Matirna Krishna Paratasvatova Vivo Bipajeta Greha Vratanam Adanta Gobir Vishatam Tamishram Punas Punacharvita Charvinanam. Material existence means chewing the chewed, repeatedly endeavoring for sense gratification results in simply more and more distress. You don't get any real pleasure from material life. There's the illusion of happiness. We have that illusion of happiness. That is the nature of the material world. There's a covering put over this material world. And we're thinking, oh yes, it's very nice. The world is not so bad. We're thinking, we try to fool ourselves. The example is given in Srimad Bhagavatam when Lord Shiva was offering prayers to Lord Krishna. After Lord Krishna had defeated Lord Shiva came, at the encounter of Banasura. Lord Krishna had come with his army to free Aniruddha, who had become involved with Banasura's daughter Usha. So at that time, Lord Shiva was fighting against Lord Krishna, and he was defeated, of course, by Lord Krishna. And so he offers prayers to Lord Krishna, and he said, you are like the sun, which is sometimes covered by clouds. Just like early morning, sun is covered by clouds. But still we can see the clouds by the light of the sun. Although the sun itself is covered from vision, but still we're able to see the effect of the sun. It's by the grace of the sun that we can see anything. Although the sun is covered by the clouds, we're able to see the clouds. In the same way, Lord Krishna covers up this whole material world. And we're thinking, we're seeing the material world. We're thinking we're seeing pleasure, we're seeing happiness, we're seeing enjoyment here in this material existence. It is all done by the arrangement of Lord Krishna. He covers up this world so that we think there's pleasure there in this world. It's the illusion done by the inconceivable potency of Lord Krishna. So Prahlad Maharaj told his father, the only way you get devotion, father, is by taking the dust from the feet of the devotees. And similarly, the same question came up with Maharaj Rahugan and Jadbharat. That Jadbharat had been recruited by Maharaj Rahugan to carry the palanquin. And Jadbharat, when carrying the palanquin, he was very careful not to step on insects. And it caused a rocky ride for Maharaj Rahugan. And Maharaj Rahugan got very upset, began to shout abuses at Jadbharat. And then Jadbharat began to speak philosophically to Maharaj Rahugan. Maharaj Rahugan was shocked because he thought Jadbharat was just some madman with a strong body. He thought he had a big, strong body, and his hair was all disheveled and he was dirty because he had been wandering homeless. He had left everything. And Maharaj Rahugan thought he was just some wild person, uneducated, with no knowledge. But Jadbharat began to speak philosophically to him, that you think you're the master, you think you're the king, you think I'm your palanquin carrier. This is all your illusion. You don't know, you don't understand who you are. You don't understand your identity as a spiritual being and your eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. And Jadbharat went on speaking philosophically. Maharaj Rahugan was amazed because Maharaj Rahugan, he was a little pious. He was going on parikrama. He wanted to search out the absolute truth. He was going to visit holy places. And that was when he had taken Jadbharat to help carry his palanquin. And then he got down, he spoke to Jadbharat and said, "Who are you? Where did you get this knowledge from? Who taught you all of this?" He was amazed. And Jadbharat then explained, the only way you get this knowledge, you don't get it by doing tapasya or by doing great austerities or by just simply reading scriptures or by performing sacrifices or all of these different things, giving charity and like that. The only way you get it is by the dust from the feet of the pure devotees. We have to get that mercy from the feet of the pure devotees. Srila Prabhupada sometimes would tell devotees, no one should touch my feet, right? In Iskcon, we have that etiquette that we don't like people to come and just touch the feet. Although in other places, you know, you go to Bangladesh or something like that, the Bengalis, they're very enthusiastic and they all want to come and touch your feet. But we in Iskcon, we're very conscious about that. We don't like that because Srila Prabhupada taught us that the dust from the feet of the devotee means the mercy of the devotees. You don't get the mercy from the devotee just by touching their feet. You don't just come and take what you want from their feet and then go off and do all more nonsense activities and continue with your sinful life. That is not proper. So before you touch the feet, you have to consider, are you qualified? And if we are humble, we will think, no, I'm not qualified. Right? We're taught to be humble. Chaitanya Charitamrita Krishna Das Kaviraj says, Jagai Madai Haiti Munishe Patishta Purushera Kita Haiti Munishe Lagista. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj has written in beautiful poetry his humility. He says, I am more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. Anyone who utters my name, they will lose their pious activity. Anyone who hears my name, they'll become sinful. Krishna Das Kaviraj said, only the mercy of Lord Nityananda could deliver such a fallen soul as myself. So that is the humility of the Vaishnava. They consider themselves very fallen. We were singing the song this morning, also, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kora Mori, Toma Vina Ke Dayalu Jagata Samsari. That Narottam Das says, you're Patita Pavan. He's addressing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that you are Patita Pavan. You've come to deliver the fallen souls. So I am very fallen. My claim is first. So that is the nature of the Vaishnava, the very humble, they think of themselves very low, very fallen. Here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is quoting the 5th verse of the Shikshastakam. But in the 3rd verse of Shikshastakam, Mahaprabhu utters Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna, that we think of ourselves lower than a straw in the street. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. We think of ourselves lower than the straw in the street, and therefore we offer all respects to others. We don't want to be given respect, rather we like to offer respect to others. That is genuine humility. So that kind of humility, that is what gets us the mercy of the spiritual master. When we express that genuine humility, give up the false ego, right? False ego is identifying with the body, and true ego is to identify ourselves as a spirit soul. The spirit soul is 1/10,000th of the tip of the hair. Therefore, our ego should be in proportion to our spiritual dimension. The spiritual dimension, 1/10,000th the tip of the hair. Our material dimension, 5 feet, 8, 6 feet, whatever, 2 meters even, That is the ahankar, identifying like that. But the true ego is thinking of ourselves as very small. So touching the feet of the devotees, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada also did not like it, and Srila Prabhupada also did not like it. He said, you want to get my mercy? He said, bring me my slippers. He didn't say, touch my feet. He said, bring me my slippers. He was saying, do some service. That is how you get the mercy of the devotees, by service, by doing practical service. So, of course, in our Krishna consciousness movement, we give great importance to distributing literature, performing the Sankirtan, particularly at this time of the year, the festive season. We like to try to distribute Prabhupada's literature. Srila Prabhupada was always very concerned that we were distributing his books. And he also liked very much to see that we were reading his books. Not only just selling them and distributing them, but reading them and developing an interest in everything which is expressed there in the books. So this verse is describing how a devotee can become empowered by the grace of Krishna to perform wonderful activities. Sukadeva Goswami is telling Maharaj Parikshit about Priyavrata. And Priyavrata was not an ordinary person. He was one of the sons of Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu was born from Lord Brahma. So Manu, in every day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. So Swayambhuva Manu, the first Brahma in the first Manu in the day of Brahma, he had 2 sons, Priyavrat and Uttanapad. So Priyavrat performed many wonderful activities. With his chariot, he could make rims. As he rode his chariot around like the sun god. As the sun is circumambulating. Every day the sun is rising and setting by the motion of the sun god. Priyavrata, he used his chariot. Also, he was going around the universe. So he was very, very powerful personality. And hearing these things, we may wonder, how is it possible? But Sukadeva Goswami said, no, for a devotee of the Lord, nothing is impossible. As Srila Prabhupada used to say, impossible is the word in the Fool's Dictionary. For a devotee, nothing is impossible. And Prabhupada showed the impossible, that he could go to the Western world, not knowing anyone and with no money, and he could go and establish the Krishna consciousness movement. And he didn't just establish the Krishna consciousness movement in the USA, but he established it all over the world. He wanted to show up everyone that Krishna is in the heart of every living entity. And Krishna consciousness is naturally there in everyone. It just has to be awakened. And that is the mission of the Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada wrote one very nice letter to devotees. He said, it doesn't matter if you are in Houston or in China. He said, wherever you go, your duty is to go and contaminate the place with Krishna consciousness. All right? So this is our business as devotees. We like to go everywhere and contaminate them with Krishna consciousness. And it's certainly working. I mean, we can see every day more and more Krishna conscious people coming from different parts of the world. And this was a vision. Sukadeva Goswami, in second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami was asked to describe the process of creation. And before he began describing the process of creation, he offered some prayers. And one of the prayers describes, he says, Kirita, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pukasha, Abira, Shumba, Yavana, Kashadaya. Yanyecha Papa Yada Pashraya Shraya, Sujanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Nama. Sukadeva Goswami is describing that all types of sinful races can all be delivered by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. And he mentions so many different races. Kirita, Prabhupada said, means the Africans. And then Hunandra, the Europeans. Pulinda, Pukasha. This place also, Andhra Pradesh, also sinful races. The whole material world, we're all sinful people. We have all come here trying to enjoy the material world. But we can all be delivered by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. It is that connection with the pure devotees, which is the lifeline to pull us out of the material ignorance, to awaken us to Krishna consciousness. And it does not matter who you are, as stated in this verse, even low-born people, just like myself. I am low-born. I am a Videshi. I am not born in Bharatvarsha, but by the grace of Lord Krishna and his pure devotees, I have been engaged in this Krishna consciousness mission. So it is possible. If I can do this thing, then how much more you are all qualified that you are born in Bharatvarsha. Mahaprabhu said, Bharata Bhumita Haila Manushya Janmaja Janma Sartaka Karikara Para Upakar. That you have a good birth, make your life successful, and then give that good fortune to others. Para Upakar. Don't be selfish. Don't just take Krishna consciousness for yourself. Prabhupada established this temple here in Hyderabad to give Krishna consciousness. We want people to become Krishna conscious. Initially, when they opened this temple, one devotee, it was Achyutananda Swami, I heard. He said to Prabhupada, he said, Srila Prabhupada, you know, he said, in this city, Hyderabad, everybody worships Lord Shiva. He said, we should put a Shiva Linga here, and let's all worship Lord Shiva. Everybody will come, and then they can come and see Madan Mohan. But Prabhupada said, no, we're not going to do that. He said, because if we do that, they'll think it's all one. You'll think Shiva and Madan Mohan, everybody, they're all the same. They're all one. We don't want that. We want Krishna consciousness. And you can see how the temple is becoming more and more effulgent, and more devotees are coming, and more people in the city of Hyderabad are Krishna conscious. We just got on the flight last night, and the air stewardesses immediately greeted us, Hare Krishna. They were, and when we got off the flight, they said the same again. They said, Hare Krishna. So we can see the effect of the Krishna consciousness movement. More and more people are becoming Krishna conscious by the efforts of Srila Prabhupada and all of Srila Prabhupada's followers. That although we're not very many in number, there are so many other institutions with many more followers. We don't have a lot of followers, but still the effect is there, that the holy name is being distributed and more people are being awakened. It is the potency of devotion. One spark of devotion can deliver people. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Shiksha is there. And after Lord Kapila had instructed his mother Devahuti in Sankhya philosophy in the process of devotional service, then Devahuti offers very beautiful prayer, and she describes also how that even a sinful person, that he can become qualified to perform a Vedic ritual. Immediately he becomes qualified to perform a Vedic ritual because he simply chants a holy name and engages in some kind of devotional service. He becomes immediately qualified. All of his past sins are destroyed. That is the power of devotional service. That it burns up unlimited amounts of sinful reactions. Just like one spark can ignite a whole ocean of petrol. So in the same way, one little spark of devotional service can burn up all the past reactions of our previous lives. And it can qualify us for doing things like performing a Vedic yajna. That is the power of bhakti. We should not doubt. We should understand this power of bhakti is so great that if we will take up these activities, certainly we can also become empowered to perform wonderful activities. To go to different countries and distribute the holy name, and to arrange for the printing of books like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, to establish Krishna conscious centers in remote corners of the world. Srila Prabhupada was in USA and he wrote a letter. He said, I am in this remote corner of the world, so far away from Sridham Mayapur. So Prabhupada did not consider the Western world to be a very important place, simply some remote corner of the world. The Holy Dham is the real center of the world. So we have come from the Holy Dham. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we're preaching this Krishna consciousness movement. Not only in India, but all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message is not meant for just Indian people. It's meant for the whole world. And we can see how the whole world is being influenced by this Krishna consciousness movement. Wonderful temples coming up. different festivals being held, even in England, in the Houses of Parliament, where all the politicians are. They celebrate Janmashtami. People come, and the different politicians, and they will have a program for Janmashtami. When did it happen? It's coming because of this Krishna consciousness movement. Politicians in the USA, like there's one lady, Tulsi Gabbard, also. She's a prominent politician in the USA, and she's speaking up on behalf of the Krishna consciousness movement to try to help our devotees in Bangladesh who are having difficulties at this time. These things don't come about by chance, but it's because of the efforts of the Krishna consciousness movement to distribute Krishna consciousness to everyone. And many important people are taking it up. They may have been ordinary people in the past, but they become empowered by the grace of Krishna to go on and do wonderful things. So this Krishna consciousness movement is a proof of this verse, how wonderful things can come about by the grace of Lord Krishna. Devotees become empowered. We just have to be connected to the parampara. It's like the connection, just like the power station is generating electricity. And because the power station is providing electricity, so many things are being done. In the same way, because we have a connection to Lord Krishna through the parampara, so wonderful things are being achieved. And we want to go on and continue to work in that way. So we'll stop here, ask if there are any questions. Any comments? Any questions? Anyone? So everyone agrees. So that means you all have to join up. You have to take up this Krishna consciousness mission immediately. You have to engage yourself seriously in hearing and chanting. And you have to surrender to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, if there are no questions, then we will stop here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki. Hare Krishna.